society is so judgmental. It's
Like,
not your fault.
so what?
Society.
I'm quiet, I don't really talk that much and stuff.
Yeah.
Well, I talk much here, but I mean...
Hi everyone, welcome to our podcast. And my name is Phebe from International Business Management, Batch 20, Petra Christian University.
And I'm Salza, also from the same major and batch, since we're classmates.
Technically. And in today's podcast, we'll be talking about insecurities. You know, usually when we're talking about insecurities, we often refer to being someone else because we're not confident enough in ourselves, right? Have you ever actually felt the need to be someone else that's not you?
I have, but I don't think it's what I'm currently feeling. It's more of like what happened in the past, like during my high school era, where I actually compared myself a lot to others, with my friends who are prettier, who have better grades, who just do things generally kind of better in my old perspectives.
I think it's inevitable. Especially we're living in a very advanced technology era.
You're on social medias, of course, right?
course.
How many times have you ever see something and that drives you to actually compare that girl is so pretty, I'm not pretty enough, and stuff like that, and it causes you to have a negative self-talk to yourself.
But I think it's really unfair because in a sense, people always post their best self and the pictures that they only want to post on their social media. Some people also create edits and also add filters and so on.
We're comparing our factual flaws into the with the illusion of utopia. Like you say, they use filters and stuff, right?
Yeah. We tend to always see whether we have that kind of achievement or that kind of qualities, and so indirectly compare our aspects that might not be our strengths, that might be our weakness initially. And I think it's kind of self-sabotaging, right? We're doing the harm towards ourselves. Your view on yourself might also impact your view to other people, that in a sense achievement becomes the value of that person. So whenever they see a person, oh, you're very capable, you're very worthy then as a person. Well, I think people are inherently worthy, being is enough.
So it has become his or her toxic value system.
Yeah, right. It's not just him comparing other people, but him comparing people to other people then.
What about your value system though?
What do you mean?
How do you value yourself? How do you say, oh, I'm worthy of fight?
As I've mentioned, I'm quite content with myself right now. I think it's a matter of the perspective and mindset within ourselves. We don't have to be seeking validations because most likely people don't actually care anyway, right?
But I think it's really tricky to justify our value systems. I know we don't really need validations, but sometimes the misconceptions from the society just leads you to, you kind of want to scream that's not me. But those misconceptions, it kind of brings you to try to be someone else. For example, people perceive me as someone that's so hard to reach, so stone
so
cold
true.
person, right?
You are though. No, I'm just joking.
Okay, whatever. Technically, I try to be friendlier because I just, not because I want to be someone else, but I don't want to kind of hurt people's feelings. I think there's a very fine line between being mindful and causing yourself to be someone you're not.
That's a good point actually. Some people might want them to cater to other people's view, try to fix it, I guess. For me personally, if people pursue me as a bad person, I don't really care honestly, but maybe old Sal would have panicked so bad, kind of trying to fit in because I don't want to get rejected.
It's trying to build your personality, curated for each person.
Oh yeah, like that one Instagram reels. Have you seen it? Yeah.
But I also think that doing that is kind of valid. It doesn't make you a bad person. It doesn't make you someone fake. Because honestly, I think everyone is insecure.
It's either they're insecure and we know that for a fact, or maybe they're just hiding it because I think it's perceived as a negative thing if you feel insecure. I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing. It's okay for you to validate your feelings because like every emotion is valid, you know. But the point is not to be stuck in that kind of like loophole of negativity that might affect you long term.
I think as we grew up, we started to be settling for less, like for ourselves. You think you had your life planned.
Right.
You know, you're trying to settle for something that is or even are like not achievable at all. But you did not realize.
I think for me, I just like try to always like have a positive mindset on like a lot of things. Maybe people might see me as a naive person, but I think that's what has have been helping me to go on with life, being happy with myself, and that's all that matters.
Yeah, you mentioned that you're content with yourself right now.
Right.
But do you kind of feel like you still have something that's a part of you that's actually alive, but you've done it for so long that it has become a natural characteristic and personality of you?
I would say that I think my confidence was rooted, yeah. Honestly though, my confidence was started based on a lie.
Okay, before she continues, she's a very confident person, so...
No, like legit though. When I started uni, I tried to force myself to go out of my comfort zone, and I actually reached out to almost everyone in our batch. Hi, my name is Salza. I'd like to be friends with you.
Oh really?
Yeah, legit.
So at that time, you have the feeling that you have to be someone different.
Kind of, yeah. But the will to rebrand is, I think, a good thing.
You know, when we're talking about this, like, wanting to be others, it's because we compare ourselves to others. But you, it's not for the sake of a comparison, but for the sake of your better future self.
Right.
So, that's different. I think
yeah.
that's not the same problem, like, not the issue here.
Right. What about you? Have you ever, started off by like wanting to be someone else, or like,
I don't know, I think sometimes we often like overlook the smallest things. You wear contact lens too, right? Sometimes I question myself though. Why do I feel like I have to wear a contact lens to a certain occasions? Is it because contact lens is more comfortable? Or is it more because towards the society judgment? Like, we're used to being in a society where wearing glasses almost equals to you're a nerd.
right?
At some point.
Am I?
No.
I don't care though, even if other
No, I have my
people
glasses
copy me. Okay.
I just took it off because it's more comfortable right now to take it off.
I guess it's because all of my surroundings do that, so I felt like kind of like a peer pressure that like that's like the bare minimum, bare expectations that you have to follow.
This is what I learned though throughout my journey. I think confidence is silent, but insecurities are really loud. When you feel like you're really pretty today, you would just tell yourself, oh, I like my makeup today, I feel so pretty today. But you wouldn't come to me and say, I feel really pretty today, Phebe.
Right.
That wouldn't happen. But when something that is caused by insecurity happens, you would say it out loud. When you feel like I'm getting fatter, it's easy to tell people, I gain weight. Right?
That is so true, because then society will perceive you as someone either narcissistic or like, maybe that's also overthinking though.
No, but that really happens. That's how people judge you. So in a sense, what I'm trying to say is that there is no way that your entire self is your true self. Because you're driven mostly by your surroundings. And your surroundings, like, let's be realistic. Our surroundings is not that healthy. The social media is...
Right. And sometimes like social narratives also really influence the way we see life and ourselves and other people. Yeah, but I don't think it's necessarily bad though to have like that small part of yourself that's driven by all of these external factors. Well, it depends on how you act upon it. If like you improve yourself because of that, then that's good.
There will always be a way for us to prevent those negative thoughts from consuming us, right? What is it for you?
I sometimes assure myself that I've been like, growing as a person and that I should be proud of that, because like looking back, maybe my past self wouldn't like see myself standing right here where I'm at right now, and like to make sure that we view everything positively. If we tend to kind of like program our mindset to see things like positively, then it will really influence the way we also act.
I don't know if this is too emotional, but there was a point in my life where I was physically unattractive. And at that time, I was so mean to myself. Like, I always felt like I'm just not worthy. So my worth is based on the scale. The way I cope up was with, I tried to write, like, each day, one thing that I love about myself. Even though I know that I did not love that part of myself, I tried to appreciate those things. It's kind of like an assurance, like you, right?
Yeah, kind of.
It's just like in a different form of assurance. No one can help you with your insecurities. The answer
I do
is
agree.
only you.
Even when you have friends, sure, you have a support system. But if you are not willing to have that change within yourself, then I don't think anyone else can help you.
What's probably your last words, like tips for people who are currently in middle life crisis or teens who are insecure?
Maybe like the same method that I did, like assurance. Be sure to like assure yourself that you have gone through like so much and that you've reached to this point, and that is in and of itself like an achievement, and that you should be proud of yourself. You don't have to compare yourself to other people, because most likely your comparison is not even comparative. So just assure yourself that you are good enough. And I think if you always instill that kind of assurance and mindset, it will just come off as a natural trait that you would have. What's your last tips?
I don't know if this makes sense, but to me insecurities are like riding a plane. You know, when you're at a plane and there's a turbulence, you feel really insecure, right? But if you pay attention to it, the cloud that the plane is currently flying in is just a small part of the entire sky. Last time I rode a plane, that was just yesterday. I was in a turbulence like for so long, for like 20 minutes, and I felt really insecure because I didn't know what would happen because I was really secluded in the dark clouds. But then when I look up, I saw another plane. And I questioned, is that plane currently having a turbulence too? If yes, does that mean that every other plane in the sky is encountering turbulence too? Remember, when you're seeing something from afar, like the plane I saw yesterday, my plane is shaking so bad, but that plane doesn't shake. That's just you're looking at it from a very far distance. You don't know what's happening on that plane.
Yeah, what's happening inside.
And you can't just compare yourself with other people. I think insecurities is realistic, but it's not relevant.
Yeah, it's valid. It's okay to feel all those emotions, but like just don't be stuck at it. I remember this one like quote that our lecturer, that he showed us. We are our own person. We don't have to compare ourselves to other people because we are in our own time zone. So life is not about a race, and it doesn't have to be a race within like one another. We're in different time zones, so like your pace might not be the same as my pace, and that's okay. I thought that was like really good.
Yeah, that's really deep though. Insecurities are like coffee. You can hate it because it's bitter, or you can love it because it's bitter, right?
Ooh.
Both are bitter, but you can't just hate it or love it. It depends on you.
Yeah. Agreed. Well said.
Well, okay, I guess that's everything.
Yeah, that's everything. So
thank you for watching. Bye bye.